Hey guys, you cannot think about sales and not think about Themba Sales.
No, it's not possible. It's not
So
possible.
today we're with Themba Sales,
Yeah.
who is the founder of Sell Smarter, and he's also a sales and customer success expert.
Yes, sir.
So in today's episode of Selling in the Age of Data, we're going to be running through a couple of things that we believe are going to be very beneficial for your career and also possibly getting you to, get more sales at the end of the day. So, but before we get into all of that, Themba.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, how did you get into sales? How did you get into this whole world?
Yeah. So that's a very good question. I feel like I haven't done justice because I haven't really shared, with people my passion for sales and how I got to marry that with data, right? Mm-hmm. Long story short, a lot of people, I've been explaining this story of starting to sell at age 7, kind of following that career path over the years until where I am right now. But it's so interesting that when I was at university, actually, it's an interesting story, Webster, because when I first went to when I first went to university, I actually wanted to study mechanical engineering, right? Sure, but the drawings,
Yeah.
they showed me flames.
Yeah.
So we had to go back to the drawing board. What's next, right? What can we do next? Then I landed at the University of Pretoria, where my first year I was enrolled to, study multimedia.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Nice.
But once again,
Yeah.
it was a challenge.
Yeah.
Where was the challenge? Computer science, bro. Computer science was a major challenge for me, right? Not to say I was not making it. I was getting what you would call a Madoda score, where you just make it. When the pass mark is 50, you are just there 50, 51, 50, 51. So it was giving me sleepless nights, right? C++ as well, the programming part of things was giving me a tough time. So I decided, I'm not going to do this. I like the challenge, but I also thought, let me find something that, because I was starting to hate it. I was starting to hate this whole thing, right? So I went to see my lecturer, and I told them about this whole thing to say, look, I'm struggling with this. I'm not struggling with the qualification. I'm mainly struggling with comp-sci and programming. What can I do about it? They then told me about this, exciting qualification, which is information science.
Oh, okay.
In terms of where the world is going. She said to me, with where the world is going right now, there's a qualification which I believe, is going to be very important. I said, okay, what's that? Then she says information science, right? And she explained what that is. And it has so much to do with information, right? Organizing of information, interpretation of data, making sense of everything, right? So that's what now I end up studying at the University of Pretoria. So I love my qualification because it's becoming more and more relevant today, in a sense that companies are awakening. And when I use the word awakening, I actually mean that the data story is nothing new, right? It's something that has been there for a very long time. But I'm feeling like now is a time where companies are finally awakening to that reality. It's that light bulb moment to say, oh, okay, what just happened? So because of my love for sales and my background in information and knowledge management, I then decided to set up a business that actually mirrors the two, using science to drive sales, using data to make sales decisions. So we are now at an age where companies shouldn't apply what we refer to as sales spray and pray method, right? When we're no longer in the age of selling encyclopedia where we're just knocking on everyone's door, asking if they would like to buy an encyclopedia, right? We're now at an age where, because of our marketing, because of our insights, because of the data, we know exactly which doors we should be knocking at, because these people have shown some sort of interest in the searching, in the queries, in all this type of things, right? To say, I'm actually interested in something like that. If you've got something like that, come sell to me, come talk to me about that. So I believe, that's why we're here. That's why Sell Smarter right? That's why this business, because we are not just providing and offering sales training courses, because anyone can do that.
True.
But we're providing the consultation on how to actually bring science into sales, how to bring data into sales, because data is evidence, by the way.
Yeah.
Right? Data is evidence. So how to bring evidence into selling so that when we send our people to market, they've got the evidence, right? To say we're going to the right market. I'm speaking to the right person. I'm selling the right solution to the right person, right? And I like Lai Tzu, who actually wrote the book, The Art of War, because what business is becoming today is exactly that. It's becoming a battlefield, right?
Yeah.
So businesses should also get to a point where they stop sending their people, with knives to a gunfight, right?
Yeah.
So we need to understand the battlefield. We need to understand exactly who our opponents are. And also, as I'm speaking about opponents, I'm reminded of Prof. Nisha Sudas, who's been a professor at UP, but she's now at UNISA.
Okay.
She's a lovely person, very strict person, and I'm hoping if she watches this, she will not think that I don't like her. I like her so much. She's a very strict person, which I like about her. She doesn't take nonsense, if I may put it like that.
Yeah.
And I think for that reason, she kind of inspired me to wanna be great. So she taught us competitive intelligence, in our final year, and she introduced us to the likes of Michael Porter, who speaks about competitive advantage, and all this type of things. So selling competitively today means exactly understanding your opponent.
Of course.
What will give you the advantage? Right? But I know you're going to ask me some questions around this, so I'll dive deeper a little bit later.
No, that's interesting. That's interesting. So you talk a lot about selling in this age of data.
Yeah.
What does that actually mean?
Yeah. So it simply means that where certain businesses are saying it's tough in the market,
Yeah.
those that are innovative are actually identifying opportunities using data. Right?
True.
Because one can easily say the economy is bad for sales now. But another business then becomes innovative and use data to find those opportunities.
True.
So selling in the age of data simply means that it is no longer enough to just say we've got the best product, we need to take it to market. It actually means that we need to gather market intelligence using data. You see what I'm saying?
I hear you.
It means we now need to use data to actually understand where the opportunities are. We need to use data to understand our customer personas, their personalities, their buying behavior, right? We talked today about consumer behavior.
Yes.
It means actually using that data to identify that, to know exactly who are our best customers, and we can only achieve that if we are using data. The guys who are coming to buy from us, what's the reason? And we can find that evidence from the data. The guys who are leaving, why are they leaving? How long has Webster been with us? Once we start paying attention to that data, it will actually tell us what we need to be doing next.
Interesting.
So we're no longer now at a stage where, and I like to use this example to say, you see, data is what GPS is.
Okay.
So with the GPS, you can go anywhere.
True.
When I travel, most of the countries that I've been to, I've never been there.
Yeah.
But when I got there, I was driving myself. Why? Because of GPS.
Yeah. Yeah.
If someone says, "Come meet me at this office," "Come meet me at this coffee shop," all I need is the address.
Of course.
I navigate myself to the coffee shop. As long as I can drive.
True.
Right?
Try.
With the address, I can get there because I've got a GPS.
True.
So data is what GPS is. With the data, you will get there. You will understand what needs to be done.
Okay. Makes sense.
So selling in the age of data simply means that. It means we're using the data to kind of navigate, right? Navigate our way to a decision.
Yeah, I like that.
We're basing our decisions on evidence, not on gut feel, not on we think,
Yeah. Makes sense.
But we're making a decision based on, here's the proof, here's the evidence.
Makes sense.
In the last 3 months, we've had this number of people, X number of them left, X number of them stayed, all this type of things. What caused this? Then we make our decision.
Interesting. Nice. I like that. Makes perfect sense. But now then, with that being said, why is it that a lot of salespeople are struggling in the market today?
It's two things. Number one is competition.
Yeah.
That's the first reason why salespeople are struggling. It's competition. And this is why I'm loving what Prof. Nisha taught us at university around competitive intelligence. Right? Salespeople are struggling because of competition. They can't handle competition.
Yeah.
They're not equipped to handle competition.
Yeah.
And it's exactly that I was saying to you. They've got knives that they're taking to a gunfight. Right? And Michael Porter warned us about this thing to say, as businesses, we must be careful of new entrants into the market because the market now is becoming saturated.
True.
If me and you right now, we are thirsty,
Yeah.
and we've got all we have is this.
Yeah.
If we share this between the two of us, we might be okay.
Might be, yeah.
Right? We might be okay. We might be okay.
Yeah.
But if we add the third person here,
Yeah.
and the three of us are thirsty,
Yeah.
and all we have is this, and we share this,
Yeah.
we might just still be okay.
Maybe.
Maybe. Right?
Yeah.
Now we add the fourth person sitting this side. All of us are thirsty, and all we have is this. What's starting to happen?
Hey, I want more.
Add the fifth person. Add person number 6. Add 20 people who are all thirsty, and all we have is this. Who's drinking?
We're gonna fight.
We're gonna fight.
We're gonna fight.
We're gonna fight. That's what business is today.
I like that.
That's what business is today, because as a business, you must know how to fight. And we must equip our people with the skill to know exactly when they go to market, how to fight, how to defend themselves, how to defend their brands, how to defend their products and solutions. It's no longer just enough to say we've got the best product in the market, because everyone is saying the same thing.
That is true.
Everyone comes to customers and say, we've got something you've never seen before. Then once you're done with that, another person comes, we've got something you've never seen before. By the time you leave that customer, 15 other people, 20 other people are coming to say the same thing. So salespeople are struggling mainly because of that. They can't deal with competition, right?
Yeah.
But they're struggling because they're not getting enough support from business, from that data. Because what then business should be doing is to actually equip the salespeople with data, with evidence to say, here's where the opportunities are. When I'm doing my sales training, I like to use the analogy of going fishing.
Okay.
You need to know where the fish is. You can't just go fish anywhere,
Of course.
just because it's water.
Of course.
Maybe there's no fish there.
That's true.
Maybe the type of fish you're looking for is not there,
I like that.
right?
Yeah.
So now, as business, we need to go around actually and do market research in terms of where the best fish is.
True.
So that when we now come back to a Themba and say, Themba, go fishing. And we're equipping you with the tools and resources, the fishing rods, everything. Here, go fishing, but don't go there. Go fish there, because we've been there, we've done our research there, there's no fish there.
That makes sense.
That's why salespeople are struggling. And maybe let me throw in maybe the third reason why I believe salespeople are struggling is because they're struggling to master human behavior. Sales is human behavior. Am I suggesting that everyone becomes some sort of a psychologist? Not really a psychologist, but you have to understand how people behave.
Yeah.
You have to understand what inspires people. You have to be able to interpret body language. You have to be able to interpret a lot of things. Because when you're talking to someone, you can see when they're starting to get bored by how, by their body structure, you can see now they're starting to get bored. Maybe let me pause this a bit and kind of shift it in a different way to bring back that excitement. So salespeople struggle with that. Even when a customer is bored, they keep talking, they keep selling, they keep selling, and this person is no longer there. They've switched off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you must have the ability to actually tell when a customer is now not listening anymore. And that's part of that human behavior that I'm talking about right now. So those three things, I believe, they're key. Dealing with competition, getting support from business in terms of market research and intelligence, and mastering human behavior. Communication, having the right communication skills, the ability to listen, the ability to hear what the customer is saying, not what you think they're saying. Putting yourself in their shoes.
Interesting.
And seeing things from the world, from their perspective.
No, that's interesting. Because I think you kind of just answered the next question, but you can expand on it a little bit, which was, well, then how do you win then, in this age of data? But I think you've touched on just a couple of the ways in which you can win in this age of data. So then, with that being said, looking at the stage of today's economy, right? Can companies still, can they still get customers? Is it possible?
Yeah, look, that's blue ocean, red ocean there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly that.
Okay.
That's blue ocean, red ocean. And that's the book I would recommend everyone reads. That's blue ocean, red ocean there. There'll always be those who are bleeding in any economy. In any economy.
True. Simple.
Do you know what the words are?
No, I don't.
Roll up your sleeves.
Okay.
Those are the words. The businesses which are prepared to roll up their sleeves will always win. The businesses which are prepared to put their money where their mouth is will always win. The people who are willing to take the risk will always win. The people who don't retreat, no surrender, but forge forward, look for solutions, will always win. And once again, Webster, that data will tell us where the market is going. Even before you get to a situation, you can do your forecast.
True.
Right?
True.
You can do your forecasting already to know 3 years from now, we might be in danger if we don't change how we're doing things.
That's true.
What is the biggest problem? When businesses are doing okay, they tend to relax.
Of course.
They're not thinking, okay, but what's going to disrupt us next? And start preparing for that. And it's that human nature thing. I feel like it's that human nature thing where most of us, when we are fine, we get comfortable.
True.
We don't think something could actually go wrong here.
That's true.
Then you don't start preparing. This is why most people don't buy insurance, because where they are okay.
Yeah.
And I don't see the need for insurance.
Yeah.
To say, oh, but I don't need a car insurance. I don't need a life cover. I'm still young. Whatever reason. Why? Because they're not in danger yet. Most of us, we look for solutions when we're already in danger. But it's already too late.
True. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
No, I hear you.
So the economy is not the problem.
Okay.
The problem is how innovative can you be as a business? And that speaks to leadership, because in this economy, in driving innovation in a business, we need the right leaders.
It's true. That's true.
The people who can think about the future and start preparing for it now. The people who inspire a culture of innovation and excellence.
That makes sense. Okay, so then that actually...
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Who do you think is leading in the insurance space right now? Which company comes to your mind?
Outsurance.
Okay, you go for Outsurance. Why Outsurance? What do you think? Why do you think they are winning?
That's a very good question.
Okay, it's fine. We can think about that, but I mean, this is also to our viewers here. Think about insurance. Who's thriving in that space? Who's the market leader in insurance? Who's the market leader in automotive? Right? How do you become a market leader? Because we can see in the automotive space what the guys from China are doing.
Yeah. Taking over.
Right?
Yeah.
Why are they taking over? What should the big brands be doing? Do they retreat? Must they retreat?
Of course not.
Of course not.
Of course not. Interesting.
That's blue ocean, red ocean. Many corporates going forward will be bleeding so much. Will be bleeding so much. From here on, it won't get any better.
Yeah.
It will only get tough. It will only get tough because the borders have been, the walls.
Yeah.
Yeah?
They've come down.
They've come down. You are no longer now competing with a local business.
Yeah.
A company in India is disrupting you here. A company from China, Japan is disrupting you here.
In your backyard.
That calls for innovation. That calls for innovation. I promise you, the next disruption is not going to be COVID. The next disruption is going to be a competitor. So businesses shouldn't be preparing, if COVID comes back, what must we do? Business must be thinking, what is my competitor thinking of doing next? How can I be better prepared for that? Because it's that water thing.
Yeah.
More people are now coming to the table, they want to share the same water.
Yeah.
And if you're not innovative enough, if you're not fast enough, you won't drink here. You'll die of thirst.
That is true. Hectic. So with that being said, or rather, let's say it this way, there are obviously companies out there that are struggling with sales. What would you advise them to do first?
First, I would advise them to call me in.
Of course.
That's where it must start.
Of course. Of course. Can't think about sales without thinking about Themba sales.
No, if they haven't worked with me, they're missing out.
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe that's mistake number one that they're making. They must bring me in.
No, they should.
So we can shift things around, we can shift gears. Okay, so your question is, what do I think companies should be doing?
Yeah, the ones that are struggling with sales right now. They're not meeting their targets, it's just a mess. What advice do you have for them? Obviously, they need to come work with you, but what should they be doing?
Yeah. So, I mean, it calls for innovation. It's a call for innovation. It's a call for standing out in the marketplace. It's a call for understanding the market dynamics and customer demographics and brand reputation. Because sometimes businesses don't struggle because the salespeople can't sell. They struggle because they've got a bad reputation. Even when their salespeople go to market to want to sell, people don't want to listen to them because we know your company. No, you can't tell us about your business. No, you see what I'm saying? So it's a couple of things. Improve your service. We can't just focus on we want to sell more products when your service is terrible.
Yeah.
Fix your service. And most of these companies that I'm seeing, really, their service is costing them. Their service is hurting them. Why? Because most businesses have the mentality to just want to go to market and always look for new customers.
True.
They don't make the same effort to take care of the existing customers, to treat them nice, treat them well, treat them fairly. There's always this constant drive to say, let's go to market, but your bucket is leaking.
Makes sense.
You see what I'm saying?
No,
And I mean, in sales, it's that concept of farming and hunting. It's good to always go out to hunt, but also farm. So you don't always have to go out there to get food.
True.
You don't have to go out hunting all the time. You are also farming, which means you can just get your own food here when you want it.
True. That's nice. It's a nice
Right?
concept, yeah.
So service is essential.
Yeah.
Your competitive strategy is key. How are you going to compete? How are you competing in the market? How do you plan to compete?
True.
Creating synergies, alignment between sales and marketing is key. It's the biggest gap in most businesses. Getting buy-in from leadership in all these processes which you're talking about is key. Then we can talk about the salespeople. Equipping the salespeople with the right skills to be able to compete. when they go to the market.
I like that. That makes sense. That makes sense.
So these are some of the things, Webster, really I'm really thinking about right now to say for a business that's really struggling with sales, let's start understanding, the different areas of our business and where we're going wrong. Where are we going wrong? Maybe that's the question.
Yeah.
That a business that's struggling should be asking themselves. Where are we going wrong? Because maybe they're just comfortable.
That's true. That makes sense. Farming and hunting. It's a very nice analogy. But now, so with regards to salespeople, I think it's very important that let's frame it in this way. What should salespeople be doing? Because we've spoken now about what the brands or the companies ought to be doing.
How to succeed as a salesperson is number one, how you see yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. If you don't see yourself in a good way, you'll never succeed at anything.
That's true.
You must believe you've got that capability and potential and ability.
That's true.
The first person you sell to is yourself. Sell yourself to yourself.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah?
That's good. Yeah.
So that's the first thing I want to suggest that people start doing. Think right. Get your mindset okay. Fix your thinking. Fix your stuff. Get yourself into order. Manage yourself.
Nice.
Let go of the excuses. A lot of people have got excuses, man.
That's true.
If it's not one thing, it's the other. There's always something, but there's just always something.
That's true.
So good salespeople must understand that principle. I have to think right. I have to get my thinking straight. I have to let go of excuses. And like Les Brown says, it's not over until I win, right?
That's correct.
It takes that attitude as well to keep moving. You keep pedaling.
Interesting.
Even when it gets tough, you keep pushing yourself. When I say organize yourself, I actually mean that even when you're pushing yourself, you must also understand what are the things which you are pushing yourself towards. Because sometimes you are pushing so hard on the wrong things.
That's true.
So understand your priorities. Most people struggle with getting their priorities right.
That's true.
You start with the wrong things. By the time you get to the right things, you are tired.
Hey.
You start with the less productive things. By the time you get to productive things, you are tired. You start with low impact activities. By the time you get to high impact activities, you are tired.
That's true. Hectic.
And be around people who are succeeding.
That's true.
The people who are not succeeding, I've realized they form like some sort of like an association of mourners, of complainers.
Yeah.
And I'll give a practical example. If me and you are friends,
Yeah.
and we fail a grade at school, do you know what's going to happen? If we both fail and we're friends,
We're buddies. We're gonna cry about it.
so do you know what's going to happen?
No.
I'm going to feel good. I'm going to feel better, not good. I'm going to feel better about it. At least, okay, even Webster, my friend, didn't make it.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
I feel a bit better.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. At least I'm not alone. Even my friends are starting to do. They're starting to share these stories amongst each other. Say, are you also struggling? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm also struggling. Then it feels okay.
And they don't change it.
And they don't change it because they're not seeing what success looks like. They don't say what it looks like to succeed. But now, if you're in the presence in a community of people who are thriving, you are pushed.
That's true.
You are pushed on to succeed as well.
No, that's true.
You see my point?
No, I get you. It makes sense.
The salespeople must associate with those who are doing well.
True.
Think right about yourself. Spend time with people who inspire you to be great. Continue to develop yourself. Empower yourself. Understand selling. Understand people. Understand human behavior. You see what I mean?
I get you. Very interesting. Very interesting. So, what's the last question?
Last question, okay.
Which would
Oh,
be...
that was quick. Jeez.
It was.
Okay.
So with everything that we looked at today,
Yeah.
where do you see Sales Malta going in the next 3 years? Where are you going?
Yeah, so I mean, we're currently working on what we call Vision 2026.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which means by 2026, we want to set up in 9 African countries.
Nice.
So it will be 10 including South Africa.
Nice.
That's what we're working towards now.
Nice.
Once we achieve that milestone, we'll see what's next for us.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're already registered in Eswatini, we're already registered in Botswana.
Nice.
We're busy getting registered in Zambia, setting up virtual office in Zambia.
Nice.
We're working so hard to getting registered in Kenya, Ghana, and Angola.
Nice. Nice.
So I think for me, where I see the business is in the next 3 years is exactly there, where we're wanting to become a trusted consulting partner, where we help businesses, big or small, understand how to go to market and compete.
Nice. Nice.
Right?
Nice.
Be able to stand against your competition.
Nice.
Because that's what selling is today. It's about having that ability to compete.
And win.
Some businesses compete through pricing, some compete through quality of product,
Yeah.
others compete through reputation, some compete through service. So you need to find exactly what's going to differentiate your business, differentiate your solution and offering.
Nice.
If your differentiator is quality, don't drop that quality.
Yeah.
Just know exactly who your best customers are, who want that quality. Because sometimes we get carried away with the noise. We see a large number of people going to something, and we think there's no market for us. There isn't a market for this. Then we start losing focus. But if you know this is quality, you need to teach people this is quality, and people must see that.
Nice.
And it's across, there are different industries.
Nice.
Right?
Perfect.
In insurance, it's mainly about service.
True.
When people now is pay time. If I've got a situation and I'm submitting a claim, I want my money.
Yeah.
But now we're hearing stories of people who are having now to bury their family members and they haven't received their money.
Hectic.
But I've been paying towards my policy. Now it's time.
It's true.
Now it's time to deliver on your promises. Isn't that when you're doing your adverts and marketing, you said you pay on time?
True.
You said you look after your customers. Didn't you say so?
Yeah.
But now it's time.
Yes.
I've lost a family member. Pay up. Now people are being sent pillar to post.
Yes. Yeah. Ne? Hectic. That makes sense.
That is key. Treat people right, they will stay and they will come back and they will refer others.
Love
Yes,
it.
sir.
Love it. So that's it for today's episode, which was on selling in this digital age, right?
In the age of data, yes.
In the age of data. Selling in the age of data. But yeah, he's covered everything, and thank you so much. And that's it from me.
Okay. Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank you, Webster.
I'll just run with it.
Now we're running. Now we're running. If I jump in, I want it to be interactive.
Okay, cool.
Let's go for it, Baba. I need to drive to Botswana now. Let's move.
All right. You're leaving?
Yeah, after this I'm leaving.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
The pressure, bro.
Damn, okay.